Happy Thursday, January 11, 2024. Happy New Year to 2024. I'm right here on Robertson. And this is Robertson, right next to the JoJo studio. And right next to the Robertson dry cleaner. And if you're looking to get a good doctor's visit, or if you're looking to not get poisoned, I would recommend Robertson, because I went to it's called the Advanced Urgent Care of Beverly Hills, next to Wilshire Boulevard in Robertson. And you know, I have to get my teeth fixed, and also they infected me with lice, so including on the side of my head, which was given to me by, actually assaulted by this Antoinette lady, who's really like Brenda Cooper, Michelle Cooper from T-Tech Bank of America, because California ED unemployment insurance is no longer using T-Tech and Bank of America for the benefits card. So this Antoinette, who's like a U.S. attorney related to Brenda Cooper, Michelle Cooper, she's the owner of Bank of America and T-Tech, and she decided to give me sunglasses that had like 1 million lice on it from the 99-cent store. And you know, the sunglasses had a tag on it. You know, it looked like a legitimate sunglass, but it gave me like this really nasty lice that I can't get rid of for like 6 months now. And whenever I go to the doctors, they're always giving me like the wrong medicine. They're trying to poison me. So if you need to go to a doctor, I recommend Robertson, because this is like sort of like the FBI campus. You know, you have Westwood, you have 11,000 Wilshire Boulevard, which is like the FBI campus, and you have Subpoena, and you have Robertson. So as you can see, I'm all dressed up here because I went to the courthouse today. I was expecting a hearing, motion to recuse fraud judge Elaine Mandel, who's really like Angela Davis, who's really like, her real name is Mandel, and Mandela, she's like Nelson Mandela's wife from Africa. Apartheid Nelson Mandela, Angela Mandela. And I'm trying to recuse her because she has a relationship with Delia Staley, Greg Staley, and Ben Staley. She killed the son, Ben Staley. And I think she killed the husband, Greg Staley, also. But Delia Staley reincarnated with Elaine Mandel and Angela Davis Mandela, Nelson Mandela. And she will not allow them to recuse her because she's also in racketeering collusion with Christina Jarre, whose real name is Cynthia Christ D'Arienzo, who's married to Anthony D'Arienzo, with the daughter Nicolette D'Arienzo, and Todd Cooperman, who stole my unemployment insurance. That's how it all started. And so the moral of the story is that there is so much corruption with the California courts and the Stanley Moss Courthouse. There is like so much corruption that I went to the hearing today, and there is like this Filipino lady. The Filipinos are running the California courts, which is like mind-boggling. I don't understand how, I just, for the life of me, I cannot understand how we are at war with the South China Sea, the Taiwanese, the Filipinos, and the South China Sea is running a pyramid Ponzi scheme with Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan, and also Baidu, CK Hutchinson, Power, who used to be Alibaba, and Alcatel, Nextel, Nokia. I found out that David Slayton, you know, he's basically stole my code, similar to the Winklevoss twins, with Infinology. He used to be Ken from Infinology, and now he's running the courthouse as David Slayton, and he's making it look like he's cooperating with me. He's giving me a hearing to recuse Judge Elaine Mandel. But when I go there, you have this clerk. She keeps changing her name. You know, now she's going by Cecilia. She's going by May Cruz, related to Robert Paul Cruz, related to Ramon, who's like Saint Ramon of Sacramento County, and really what's going on here is Maria F. Buxton, AT&T, are running an antitrust monopoly, and they won't. This Michelle Williams Court, who's like an Negro. I mean, don't get me wrong, but the proper terminology from an African who is an illegal immigrant, probably a Russian spy. You know, if you're black and if you're from Africa, you could be called the Negro. So we got this Negro judge, Michelle Williams Court, who's using a fraudulent name. She cannot produce the Department of Homeland Security I-9 form on her name because she's an ex-con, and And so, like, anybody in the courthouse, they cannot produce Department of Homeland Security I-9 form. They cannot produce qualifications. They're all a bunch of ex-cons over there, including Department 1, which is the supervising judge. They promoted Michelle One's court from Department 74 to supervising judge. I think she's dead because when I go there, I can never get a hearing with her. When I try to schedule an ex parte hearing, I can never schedule an ex parte hearing. I asked for the presiding judge. Judge Eric Taylor, I think, was murdered. Samantha Jesner was murdered. Alice was murdered. I think this other Cynthia Soto was murdered. I think, like, these Filipinos, they just keep murdering everybody so that they can stay in power at the California courts, including Gregory Dresser, who's supposed to be of the review committee, which is the oversight. And I put together all these rules here. You know, like I have the rule 8703 for conduct. Actually, rule 10.1014 is the oversight, and CCP 1103 is the writ of prohibition, which I'm filing next. And you have the Pen 186. You have the California Code of Civil Procedures 12109, which is contempt of court. You have AB 1637, asset forfeiture. You have the pitcher's motion. You have 1103. You have the tribunal. Pen 1512. Fraud and embezzlement. You have a habeas clause for property management. Bill of Rights. The Pen 1512, which is pretrial conference enforcement. So basically what I'm saying here is that I'm supposed to be protected by the California Bill of Rights, and the California Constitution, Section 2 and Section 3 talk about the victim of domestic violence, which is what I am, and I'm supposed to get increased rights because I'm a victim of crimes and victim of domestic violence. And so I'm supposed to be protected by the Bill of Rights, and they won't even give me disclosure. They're repeat offenders. They have prior convictions, current convictions, and they go to jail. They lock them up for like 1 or 2 years. Nicole Hanna locked all of them up with Jose Huizar and Rosalva Reza, and many of those judges and clerks were sent to prison. They get out of prison and they change their names. They do the same thing, so there's no accountability, is what I'm saying. There is like no accountability. So this is why now I'm filing I scheduled a hearing, and I also scheduled, there is a Leslie lady, it's sort of like Leslie Nielsen, Shirley, you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley, don't call me Shirley Weber because she committed elections interference. But there is a Leslie lady who's like the next Secretary of State, and she issued a deposition subpoena, but the sheriff won't serve it. The sheriff will not serve a judge, and the sheriff will not serve a court administrator, which I said. And also now the judicial officers, the court assistants, they won't schedule a hearing. I went there all prepared, and it took me 2 months. I went through extensive trouble to set up the hearing, including service of subpoenas, service of notification of hearing, motion to recuse, letter to the judge explaining why I need to have the presiding judge, and this court assistant who changed her name from Cecilia to Jed Jimenez, and to, I found out her real name is Flores. She used to be part of the probate department in Flores, and Evelyn Rodriguez. She keeps changing her name. And now she changed her name to Cecilia, and she changed her name to May Cruz. She's a Filipino, and she won't schedule the hearings. So I want to file a complaint against her. But I'm fed up with the California courts. So my next step is a writ of prohibition, is called, where I'm going to have a trial by referee with the California Highway Patrol on a trial by referee. And I'm going to get the California Highway Patrol to enforce AB 1637 because Judge Elaine Mandel is stealing unemployment insurance on a mass scale. And if you look at the AB 1637, it specifically states that if they're stealing unemployment insurance, that you can conduct asset forfeiture, forensic accounting, asset tracing, login history report with IP address. So I'm gonna get the California Highway Patrol to put them in prison for 30 years and take all their money and make America rich again. But yeah, I'm right here, and I just wanted to show you. This is like another FBI campus called Robertson. If you need to go to a doctor, or if you need to have anything good done, you should check this out. It's called Robertson. This is like right next to Robertson and Pico.